Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday. It's September the 25th. Bro. Yikes. 2025. At least I got the year right. That's comforting. It's another technicalalpha podcast. Glad you could join us today. We've got a great show lined up for you as always. It's been a couple weeks, unfortunate, scheduling around, on my side, for both the last couple of Thursdays, both, for, different reasons, but, last week specifically was we got the call up, from the G League, as I refer to it, from the hospital to say, hey, you got your follow-up, ultrasound or whatever, and, that's like winning the lottery. So you just, we take that whenever we get it, and that was on a Thursday. And so that was just kind of the way that went. But we are back. We're back in action. There's been some things that have happened in the last couple weeks in gaming news and otherwise. And so we're here to talk about it, answer your questions as always in this new format. Again, if you're coming back here, basically patreon.com/LikeTV, $1 and higher. Literally anywhere in that bracket. Every week now, we combine the tech support and news requests onto one post. And so you can ask us about news that you would like to hear us talk about as far as the gaming news, movies and TV and whatnot. We'll get to those. And then you can also ask us your tech support questions at the same time, all in one convenient location. And then we off the cuff the show, because really that's kind of just how we're better at doing things off the cuff than we are scheduling things. Let's be fucking honest about that. Before we get started, though, most important question of the week, Mr. Black, how was your week?
Week was fine. Been the last week I was sick for the majority of it. Just caught whatever Kai brought home. Kayla didn't really get it, but I had it. Kai had it. Kai had it actually fairly bad. He had like a fever for about 2 days. Went down to the hospital to make sure, because it was just like the weekend, couldn't get to a doctor, but he's fine now. He's back in school. Then my mom got it because she was over. So whatever it was some sort of viral nonsense. I wasn't like super sick. I was just like really stuffy, headache.
That sounds an awful lot like the usual back to school vibe that kids.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Time.
So I actually took the time to binge watch Mobland. That was fun. I enjoyed that. But outside of that, it's been okay. Been back and forth to the latest building. Got a bunch of renovations going on there. Everything is moving along. So overall, it wasn't like a bad week. It was just a kind of a crappy, sick sort of week, but still get stuff done. And then I got to relax for a couple of days, and rest, and yeah, that was pretty much it.
Not bad. I never ended up. Em and I were watching Mobland, and then we got side-railed or sidetracked. Derailed and sidetracked is what my brain was combining there. I'm in a good fucking headspace today. We got pretty far into it, and then we got completely distracted by, I don't even know what it was that came up that distracted us, and we never ended up going back to it, but we saw the majority of it anyway. What were your thoughts on Mobland now that you've binged it?
Oh, I really liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was I thought it was fantastic. It was a little bit of a slow start while you're learning about the families, stuff like that. But like by episode 4, like it's really 3, I was in. I watched 8 episodes in one day, so I was just like,
Oh,
I was just
damn.
like going. So yeah, looking forward to the next season. I thought it was a good show. I thought the acting was great. Pierce was awesome. Hardy was great. I mean, it was just a stellar cast across the board. So I really had a good time with it. And yeah, looking forward to the next season.
Who is it? I'm sitting here again. I have no memory today. But what's her name? That stars along is the Pierce's wife.
Yeah, Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren. So she and Pierce are in another thing together as well. They did a little movie thing on the side there that was that had a bunch of other people in it too. What was the name of that? Oh shit. It was a murder mystery movie.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It's on Netflix. Was it on Netflix or on Amazon?
Yeah, no, it was on Netflix. It was on Netflix.
Okay.
Thursday Murder Club.
Yeah.
We did watch that. Em and I watched that. That was a fun movie as well. But I just found it funny. I was like, Pierce and Helen Mirren in two separate things in like a 1 year window was kind of funny to see them both in both. And I mean, shit. Helen Mirren is a hell of an actress, and Pierce Brosnan does his roles well. I thought Mobland, from what I saw, I never did see the end of the season yet. We'll probably go back and finish it at some point before the next one comes out. But
you should. It's pretty good.
My only gripe about it was that it was one of those shows where there's that's fair enough, but like there's always the character that plays the foil in the background to some degree. And like Helen's character, like after a while, I was like, okay, I get the dynamic between Pierce and Helen. It's a complicated, character dynamic. Like it's not that Pierce's character doesn't know fully what's going on, but it's also like he's in just enough denial to not let himself admit everything that she's doing. And and you're like, for me, I was willing to forgive that for like the first, few things that she's doing. And at some point I was like, all right, Pierce, anyone, for fuck's sake, like, and nobody's this stupid. So somebody please piece this together. It's insane. There's like enough going on. So that was like my only gripe, because it was just like, I get it and I liked the dynamic, but then it felt like the dynamic was just playing out because they kept going back. They went back to the well like 3 consecutive episodes almost at one point. It was like, Jesus, like, can we get some movement on that? But otherwise, I mean, everyone acted really well. I love Pierce Brosnan at this stage in his career. He's getting roles that he fits into really, really well and can play them well. I mean, Tom Hardy's a fucking god, dude.
Oh yeah, he's
a fucking god. The one scene that comes to mind that of all the ones that we watched is when they're at the tensions are at their peak. They're at the wake or whatever that they were invited to that other family, the other family's house, and Tom had already planted shit everywhere just in case, the assurances and whatnot. But then the snotty fucking the son is just being such a cocksucker. And he gets him up. He's in the bathroom. That scene, and and the son goes to like reach for like the fucking like nail clipper or whatever the fuck it was.
Like, bro,
Tom's whole scene is like Tom looked like he could just. He's gangster as fuck, dude. He does that role so well.
What the fuck you got to do with that?
Really?
Well, yeah.
Really,
buddy. Yeah.
But the power move to literally pick him up and like sit him on the counter like a child.
Yeah.
And just his face is it was so cold. It was a great scene. And shout outs, you gotta give it up to it. It reminded me of like almost a Joffrey, where like you fucking hate this kid. You fucking hate him. And then you realize, that means he's doing his job.
It gets crazier. There's more gangsta shit that happens for sure.
Oh, I'm sure it gets wild, because we got out before like before the downslide, where everything starts to unravel. So we'll definitely have to go back and watch it. But great stuff. I just and I sometimes forget, because I've watched a lot of his movies, but sometimes for some reason, and maybe it's because he's so good, I sometimes forget how ridiculously good of a character actor Tom Hardy is. He turns into like a fucking goddamn chameleon. which is crazy because he's one of those people that has a very unique look. You can't put Tom Hardy in a movie and necessarily hide him. Like Tom Hardy's there, you can see him until he's Bane, the fucking, mask or whatever. But despite that, he acts so fucking well that he does still kind of disappear into the background. And there's not a lot of people that can do that shit. Like, who else can do that? Like Gary Oldman or some shit, maybe? Like, there's really not a long list of actors that do that. So anyway, a sidebar for that Mobland thing, but yeah, good show. For sure. My week, or last couple weeks, I mean, as I mentioned, we went and did the ultrasound number 2. That was a follow-up because the first one, they couldn't get a great shot at his sacral spine, which is the very bottom of the spine. Your tailbone is essentially what that is. Because he didn't want to move the first time. And they had her up and running around the room. She was there with Mom the first time because I was here recording with you at the time. And they're up and running around the room trying to get him moving. That child did not want to fucking move for anyone. And so they're like, oh, it's okay. We'll come back in a couple weeks. So that's what the one was last week. We went in. I was with her that time. We get in, and he's in the exact same position that he was when they ended the last one. Like, this child he knows what he wants. He does not want to be in any other position. That's the one fucking spot. And so he's doing the fucking scan, and I'm already looking at it going, oh, we're going to be here for a while. And so, they're doing the thing, and they're getting great shots. Like, for every other aspect, this was a perfect position. The heart was as clear as fucking day. We're seeing his face basically perfectly. Like, everything is just perfect, except we're not interested in any of that. We got lots of pictures for all those parts already. We're trying to get this one fucking spot. And so, we had poor M. Oh my God. So when we went in there, the game plan was, okay, he's not active at this part of the day. Like, he's like sleeping. So we got her juiced up on caffeine and sugar on the way to the hospital. So we stopped at Starbucks. We got her a mocha cookie crumble. We fucked her shit up immediately. Just spike her blood sugar fucking spiking. We had the caffeine rocking. We're like, there ain't no way this kid is not going to be fucking moving this time. We get there, and that's the position he's in again. And we're like, okay, we got to get up and move. So Em gets up, and she does, it's like every woman's like, well, how do you want me to move? She's just walking around the room. She's like fucking like doing random shit, trying to like jostle this kid to get him to fucking move. And 2 times of that, nothing. She lays down, kid is in the exact same position as he was after she, got up. So he said, all right, one more shot. Let's try this one more time. So she goes to use the washroom as well, just to free up some space. Because her bladder's full, because typically they want your bladder to be full for the ultrasounds or whatever. She's like, okay. She looked at me, she's all right, we're gonna try something crazy. So she takes the towel that they were using to like wipe off the jelly off of her belly whenever she was getting up off the table. She lays it on the floor and she goes, all right, hold the chair. I said, what do you mean hold the chair? She gets into a position. She gets her feet up on the top of the chair. And then she gets the towel on the ground and puts her forehead on the towel, and she's fucking headstanding with her feet on the chair, and I'm holding the chair so it doesn't tip over. She is literally inverted. For like 5 minutes straight, she held that position. Guy comes back in the room. She looking like she's fucking doing some crazy California ass yoga. She's like, all right, time to go. It's go time. So she gets up on the table, gets the fucking sensor on there. Same position, not a single fucking millimeter. This kid is like Spider-Man doing like a fucking feet out, hands out. He ain't moving shit. And it just to be a little like sugar on top. So the guy says, I gotta call in the big guns. He needed the girl that has more experience. So he calls in the girl that's more experienced, and she sits down and she's doing the thing. And she's got this she ends up getting a shot that it's like a top down. It's like his head, shoulders, and stuff that you can see. And he's just doing a fucking shimmy dance. He's in there fucking trolling. He's fucking dabbing on the haters. Like, I ain't moving for shit. Go fuck yourself. Yeah. So anyway, she eventually, through a series of like M doing some crazy positions, gets enough like separate pictures that the doctors were happy. Essentially, they got like a shot from the side of the whole spine. It's fine. But they like to have one where it's like back on, where they can see the lumbar spine, which is your low back, the curve into the base of your spine. they had a picture of the low spine and a picture of the lumbar, but they could not get him into a spot to see all of it at once. And so they eventually got enough pictures. They sent it up to the doctors upstairs, and they were like fucking puzzle piecing that shit, and they were like, yeah, good enough. So we were there for an hour and a half for a fucking ultrasound that was only for one picture of his ass, which he refused to show again. And so that was our Thursday. But otherwise, I mean, everything, he's a healthy, happy baby in there. Everything's going really well. And I can't remember if it's happened since the last time we talked about it on the podcast, but we did the genetic testing, 0 across the board on all markers.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Nada. So we're flying high right now. It'd just be nice if he could fucking show his ass cheeks to the camera. Would have been ideal. But he does seem to be a bit of a night owl at the moment. He's pretty inactive in the day, and then at night when M's getting ready to wind down and she stops moving, it's like when she's not moving to rock him, he wakes up. It's like, what the fuck is this shit? Get back to moving. And so he gets active at night. So M's had a couple nights where she's a little rough around the edges, but otherwise everything is good. And then I've just been modding Skyrim and doing my real estate course, doing a case study or 2 a day. Some of these case studies were just taking like a fucking eternity. I'm down to, I think, the last 1 or 2. And then I'll be writing the exam not long after that. So I think I'm probably like a week behind schedule because these case studies have been taking longer than I had anticipated. Not like super hard, just really tedious and very long. Like a lot of just, it just drags on for a while. So getting that done, and then we'll be on our way. We had our pictures done, our maternity pictures. I look like we're taking headshots for just in the days of our lives. So we got some pictures of that here this week. And yeah, then modding Skyrim, that's my life. But we don't got a lot of time for the podcast, so enough about me yapping about that, and then on to the stuff that probably less people care about, and that's video game news. So we got obviously people asking our questions in our post here. I'm going to refresh here, see where we're at here. Okay, we got a couple. But I'm going to start because a couple of people hadn't, maybe they've added them in, but there's a couple things I wanted to touch on that were bigger things that happened, or just things to talk about. First up, Nintendo is bringing back the Virtual Boy for like $100. Why? I don't know. But they are.
Sure.
So if you want to give yourself a migraine, you can now do it for $100.
It's not like a full-blown thing. It's a smaller...
They have 2, I think. They have like a cardboard version. Because you remember they started doing those cardboard fucking things like a couple years back, and then I think they have like a legit Virtual Boy. Now whether it's the same size as the OG, I don't fucking know. Yeah. But
I got the OG, and I've got every North American game, so I've got it all.
So you can give yourself a migraine in all sorts of ways.
I can, yeah. And the one that I have too, I have it like modified so that you can plug it in and you don't need batteries or anything. So you can just like, kind of play as long as you want.
Although how long are you really surviving in a Virtual Boy game?
10 minutes. 10 minutes. Tops.
Yeah. Absolutely. Your eyes are like immediately salty as soon as you put them into a Virtual Boy. Xbox raising their price for the second time this year. And big price jumps for all models. So this is the Series S, the Series X, the digital models, the 2 terabyte version of the X, all of them getting price hikes. So now basically like the Series X, like standard edition, I think is like $650 US or some shit. And now I should have written down all of them, but I just wrote down the last one that I could remember. The 2 terabyte, which a lot of people are buying the 2 terabyte models because games are fucking huge. And so a lot of people are going further up the chain. But you're either paying $650-ish USD for the regular Xbox Series X, or you're going up to the 2 terabyte, which is now $799 US.
Damn.
Now, keep in mind, these prices, to my knowledge, unless it's changed since this happened, these are US specific because they are under the guise largely of tariff-related price increases, like the components going into the systems and what and all of the other functional whatever. That is the idea. Otherwise, why would it only be in the US? So I have to make that assumption. But at the same time, the amount that these are going up is fucking kind of insane. Nobody, like, people are already not buying the console. Do you really want, like, do you care enough about the margin on the console sales that you are getting now to raise them up? My only guess, Mr. Black, and I'm going to ask you what you think about this. I think to some degree, because we know that Xbox does want to do at least one more console generation. We know it's coming. They have a literal, like, C-level person that oversees the hardware. It's coming in probably 28. I said before, I think the next generation of consoles is going to cost $1,000 US, like $999. We're at a 5-year-old console getting an $800 US sticker for a 2 terabyte model. It's the only time in history that I'm aware of that we've ever had any increases, even outside of tariffs, let alone 2 in a single calendar year of this magnitude. I think they're doing the old frog in the boiling pot situation. I think they're getting people used to just seeing consoles cost that much money, because there's no other utilitarian reason I can think of. Like, it's not like they're selling so much that the tariff loss would just be crippling to Microsoft. Like, they just never financially recover. They're selling like 4 fucking goddamn consoles a year. Like, they're literally...
I know why. I
think they're just getting them used to getting them ready for the new console prices. I want them to think they want them to get used to it.
I mean, I think that's part of it, but I think that there's one big reason why.
Okay.
And I think it's the biggest reason.
Okay. What do you got?
Grand Theft Auto 6. It's coming. And this will be their last hoorah of massive console sales. This is going
they want to maximize their...
They're going to maximize the profits. They've got excuses now of tariffs, right? They've got... I mean, that's all they really needed. And then at the same time, like what you said, this is going to prep people to have consoles that are more expensive. I mean, there's already been this visceral disdain with the game prices.
Yes.
I mean, across the board. Like, we're talking, like, just games in general, dude. I like the Nintendo Switch 2. Games are ridiculously expensive. Like, I was like, yeah, literally. Like, I was at EB Games the other day with Kai.
Yeah.
And like, the new Pokemon that's coming out had a price tag. There was like 2 different versions. One was like $90 something, $95 or something plus tax, and there was one that was 112.
Yep.
It's like, damn.
Yep.
So yeah, I fully believe that this is a play for Grand Theft Auto. Because people are going to go out and they're just going to say, shut up and take my money. And they're going to just sell millions of consoles. Like, they're going to sell millions of consoles from this game. It's flat out. And the people that have the older Xboxes, they're going to be upgrading to this newer thing. This is just going to be it. They're going to sell a ton of consoles for Christmas. Once the pre-orders, really start flying, same with Sony. They're just gonna sell a lot of consoles because of this. And yeah, I think you're partially right as well. I think they're prepping people. And listen, I think if it's gonna be $1,000 a console, like what you're predicting, I think it's gonna be because it's also gonna be a computer. And I think that's gonna be their pitch. And I think if they can do that, if there is Windows on a Microsoft product, along with the fact that you can play any of your games and then do any of your surfing and do all your web stuff, everything right then and there, I think that, $1,000 price tag is reasonable, and it will add value. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, Grand Theft Auto 6.
Well, we're gonna know. The fun thing will be, and I am excited to see, we will eventually have numbers. Post GTA 6, we will get to see what the hardware moved at the window of GTA 6 you know, because you could go back like probably once we have a firm date that people are really confident in that it's not going to get moved anymore. You can probably go back a month before the release, and then 3 months after, and then you'll get that. There's your. It's a little more than the quarter at that point, but you'll get that good window, and you'll be able to see what has likely actually moved because of GTA 6, and it will be very interesting to see how all of them do. I mean, for PlayStation, if you're PlayStation right now, Xbox is already now out. I think they're more expensive at this point at the upper end than a PS5 Pro. I don't even know if the PS5 Pro is PS5. What is PS? Don't buy one, by the way, because the games somehow run worse on it. But PS5 Pro, it is $50 more for the 2 terabyte Xbox than it is for the 2 terabyte PS5 Pro, which is an outright more powerful console. It's just that some games have weird fucking problems on it. That's insane. So if you're PlayStation, and you've got your competitor who you're already trouncing, and now they've got their console at that price, do you take it as a signal that you too can move yours up, or do you just take the free W and you just say, we're cheaper and we're better, just come buy a fucking PlayStation? Because if it is about Grand Theft Auto, unless somebody is so locked in to the Xbox ecosystem, like they refuse to fucking leave it, it's going to be kind of hard to justify buying a Series X 2 terabyte or something over a PS5 Pro if the PS5 Pro is cheaper and GTA 6 runs better on the PS5, and if they're doing online, guaranteed more people are on the PlayStation as well. It's all just a fucking weird thing. I can't believe they're not just eating this. Why in the fuck is Microsoft just not eating this? That's why I think it's got to be part and parcel of just trying to get people used to seeing that number and higher attached to a console. I can't. It's crazy to me. But either way, there you go. Even less reasons to own an Xbox. Brought to you by Xbox. Kojima, Mr. Black, announced. Well, not we already knew it was coming, but we got little teasers. 2 games. One is an Xbox exclusive. One is a PlayStation exclusive. Both of them are probably timed because you can't make games permanent exclusives. It's just too much fucking money. The PlayStation side is a espionage title called PhysInt. It's a Kojima game. Take that title for whatever the fuck you will. But if it's espionage, it's not Metal Gear Solid, but it's also probably going to be Metal Gear Solid to some degree. It might not have the same military trappings, but to be too identical. But it does sound like it's another espionage Kojima game. And it's also the first announced PlayStation 6 exclusive. So this ain't coming out apparently on the PS5. That is a off in the distance release for the PS6. Maybe they'll do a backport, but and I don't know how you afford to not, but in either case, it's being announced as a PS6 exclusive. And then the one on the Xbox is called OD Knock, because again, Kojima can't name anything fucking normal. It's gonna be crazy ass, nonsensical names. But OD Knock, that's the Xbox exclusive, and that is looking like kind of what PT could have been. It's a horror game. So there were teaser trailers out for both of those. Both of them look, visually stunning. Kojima doesn't really make games that look ugly, so that's not surprising. And in true to Kojima style, he is doing the announcements with all of the actors and actresses that he has, brought onto the project, and they're treating it like a movie release where they do like these like interviews and stuff about playing their characters and all that kind of jazz. But both of those are probably a fair ways out. I wouldn't be too excited about either of them for quite some time. And then the last thing I had here before I'm going to get on to the questions, Mr. Black, we just have a little brief, very brief little meme here, is the Starcraft 2 patches. We just mentioned it briefly in the games we were casting. But how are you, for those of you at home, you can go and look this up. Lots of videos from lots of people like Pig and whatnot. They're all Harstum and shit, or whoever the fuck is doing videos on this stuff. How do you feel about where the current beta patch, we'll call it, is sitting as a Protoss player. Not that you play this game a lot anymore, but or as much as you used to, but how are you feeling? I mean, everyone understands the first patch was insane. That idea was categorically bonkers. But now it looks like the majority of the moves for the Protoss side anyway, which seems to be everyone's focus, even though it's not the only race getting things done to it, is again centered around Storm, where the radius is way bigger. It's fucking huge, actually. 2.5 or some shit, or 2.25, just massive radius. Less damage up front, but because it lasts longer, the total possible damage is bigger, and the utility of it being a zoning tool changes to some degree along with that. But how are you feeling, Mr. Black? I think you've probably at least watched a video or two or read some of the notes on it.
Yeah, I mean, I've read the notes. I haven't watched any videos on this newest patch. I did watch a bunch on the
previous
shit tier patch that they came out with. This one is infinitely better. There's still things in here that concern me. But if we're just talking about the Psionic Storm, it seems like it's moving more towards the the Brood War type storm, where it's wider, it stays longer, so it gives an opportunity mainly for CCing. I think it's more so the direction that they're trying to take it. Now, obviously, it's going to do a lot of damage if people are sitting in it, but like, who's going to sit in a Psionic Storm? I think that this is a buff for the lower tier players that don't have as really good unit control. But I think this is a nerf for professional players like High Master, Grandmaster, and the elite. I think it's more of a nerf in general. But I'm not against the changes, because there were other changes like for Zerg, and there were some changes there for Terran. More so Zerg than Terran. Terran felt like more buffs than anything. The Liberator reduction was kind of a big thing. It went from 10 to 9. But I mean, outside of that, it feels like everything else was a buff. Outside of siege tanks can no longer be abducted. Or actually, that's actually a good thing. So it's actually a buff. Siege tanks can no longer be abducted when in siege mode. So I think from like a TVZ standpoint, the matchup gets more interesting. I think from a PvT, Terran gets stronger, and then I also think Zerg gets stronger against Protoss. The Dark Templar blink attack delay, like nobody uses the blink, like nobody. It's like super rare. We say that even though we just cast a game earlier today where somebody was using it, but like it's so beyond rare. Yeah, like Stasis Ward duration reduced from 170 seconds down to 90. That's virtually cut in half. Like that's just like such a huge nerf. Again, I'm a Protoss player, so like I'm Protoss biased, but like Protoss is kind of getting shafted again. It is what it is.
It's funny. It's just funny. It is. I think a couple of Protoss units really make it a challenge to balance the race as equally across skill gaps or skill tiers as the other two races. So like Terran and Zerg seem to not quite have the individual unit impact that Protoss does, that makes them easier to make changes to without completely fucking one end of the skill spectrum. So like with Protoss, because, and this is inherent to the race, you have a unit or two in Protoss or three, but they're expensive. You have to get up the tech tree to get to them, but they're high impact units, and they usually require spell casting or something else to go along with it. They're expensive, high impact, but you don't need a bunch of them in order to get a lot out of them. It's just the constraint is your ability to use those individual units a bit more deftly. So as soon as you change anything about one of those individual units, it has these massive knock-on effects for either, depending on which way you tweak it, it either shatters the upper end and it allows Protoss to exist a little more freely in the lower leagues, or the reverse. It completely fucking dumpsters the lower leagues in an attempt to allow Protoss to win a single fucking tournament on the stage ever. And it just seems like a really difficult thing to do. I mean, I saw parts of these patches where it was like the Vikings were getting a bit of a buff, as if the giraffes were fucking doing anything to anyone ever. I mean, they're like the most useless unit in the fucking game right now. So yeah, it's a very difficult thing. I think the disruptor makes it difficult to balance Protoss as well. But each unit, you could probably name 3 units in Protoss that are making it very difficult to balance them. And the stasis thing just read to me like they wanted to give Protoss a queen. And by that, I mean they wanted to give a Protoss something where they have actives, but they're on a cooldown in which they can't set it and forget it for quite as long. They have to cycle more. So you get your stasis, but you can't just like set it over 2 minutes, well over 2.5, almost 2.5, 3 minutes before a battle happens. You have to be more intentional with your stasis traps. It's probably what they're going for. Whether the time they chose is good or not, I don't know. But yeah, very difficult, very interesting. The second one, clearly better than the first. Holy shit, the first one was insane. But again, we have to be happy that there's one hero at Blizzard left.
Yeah,
who is out there doing something. Because if anything, I guess the argument might be, even if it's not perfect, it's better than nothing. Because
for sure.
For StarCraft, a meta gets discovered, people get locked into it, it stays stagnant for a while, and the only way that you can keep people interested is to occasionally fuck some shit up and upgrade in a patch that might be not perfect, but it forces people to change, and then they'll figure out a meta and then keep kind of going that way. So as long as there's one person in there, all the power to them. And we'll wait and see. We'll talk more about it as we get more of the updates to that in the coming weeks, of which I'm sure there will be another iteration before the final go. Let's hop in. We don't have a lot of time today. We've got Mr. Black has got to get faded up. Getting this fade on. Feels like just yesterday that you were getting your first fade with Kai, who wanted to get his fade for school.
It's like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, we're already up on fade number 2. Let's see what we got. We've got but yeah, I mean, this was big news in entertainment in general. I don't fucking watch the guy, but I found out about it anyway. Jimmy Kimmel had got canceled and got brought back. And by canceled, we mean like literally at the ABC level, like the showrunners put the can on it, and that was it sparked all sorts of discussion about lots of stuff. But he said, "Do either of you have thoughts on it? Like how much overreach is too much overreach?"
I give 0 fucks. I'm not getting into a political talk, and I just literally don't have the time for it today. So Jimmy Kimmel can lick my left nut. The fucking whoever makes the calls at Disney can lick my left nut. I don't give a single solitary
Everyone
fuck.
can lift your left
You guys don't come to this channel for us to talk about fucking political bullshit with Jimmy Kimmel and the fucking censorship and whatever else. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Like, I really don't give a shit. That's where we're at right now. I mean, I just don't care.
My elevator pitch is it went too far. That's why it got reversed to some degree. It was a little crazy. But, do I care about the Jimmy Kimmel show generally? No. Do I think that was a clear overreach that got a little silly because ABC's trying to sell shit off and they were trying to fucking, keep their margins up? That's exactly what that was. And it was a dumb thing to do. Josh Kim, movie news. Demon Slayer the movie with 555 schmil in global box office revenue right now. Highest grossing anime film of all time. I mean, even outside of anime, 555 schmil is a lot of money for any movie to make. And outside of that one dude deciding to just take a piss in the theater because he didn't want to miss anything during Demon Slayer, degenerate anime watcher behavior for sure.
For sure. If you gave me a lineup of movies and all different genres, and you said which one did somebody did not want to leave the theater for a minute to go piss, but pissed in the theater, I am 100% saying it is the sweaty, stinky, fucking anime nerd fuck that's in the theater pissing
That's
because
crazy
he doesn't want to
work.
miss a minute and a half of anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy work.
And that's coming from a sweaty anime lover myself.
Yes.
You know? Just dumb.
But it's kind of like going to a video game convention. Like you and I are hardcore video game enjoyers, but we also bathe and wear deodorant. So there's definitely a line, and there is unfortunately stereotypes for a reason. And boy howdy, anime watchers have a few.
Yeah.
But there wasn't much of a question to that. He was just saying, I remember in high school that, people would get bullied for watching anime, so we all stayed silent, and I see an anime making a big impact. I mean, it's because everyone in that generation that you're probably describing is now old enough and it's become normalized, right? I mean, K-pop is taking over the goddamn world. I mean, that frigging K-pop Demon Hunters,
oh my God.
is everywhere.
Kayla's watched that. I mean, I went upstairs the other day and they're watching it. Oh, I'm like, oh my God.
I can't lie though. I heard that on social media before because I never watched the movie. I can't hate though. The music is really it's good pop music. I can't fucking hate on it. The girl hits a fucking A5 in that motherfucker, for Christ's sake. I mean, she's out there fucking doing some work. But it is everywhere. I mean, so I think it just shows in general that everything that when we were younger was likely going to put you in a corner. It has become certainly significantly more, which is the same as like when you were really young, like video games did the same thing, and now video games are normalized significantly more, and so it's just kind of all, much more homogenous. The internet is probably to thank for that. Roran, with a spooky time is upon us, so yes, Halloween. What was your favorite candy as a kid, and has that candy changed since then?
Favorite candy? No, I mean, I've always loved Sour Patch Kids. They're still my favorite today. They're just
so when you buy for your house to give out, do you make sure that Sour Patch Kids are included so that you can have leftovers?
No, but we always have Sour Patch here anyway because Kai loves them. So they're always here, and my mom, his grandmother, always brings a bag like every week she's here.
Okay.
So there's just, like always Sour Patch in the house. So
crushing the Sour Patch Kids.
I can't eat much of it because it just messes with my stomach, but
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I do grab, a handful here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like I get in that bag,
pass up.
But I can't eat a whole bag like I used to. Like before, I could just grab a whole fucking bag and just shovel them in. Now can't do it.
That's your body doing you a favor, bro. That's your body self-regulating. 100%. Don't go down that road. Mine, I don't think mine has changed. My favorite as a kid was Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Even though they've dramatically changed the formula, and you can't tell me they haven't, go fuck yourself. They 100% have. The chocolate ain't the same. The peanut butter, or faux peanut butter, whatever the fuck is in it, is not the same as when I was a kid. There ain't no fucking way. However, I think they're still my go-to. Is that my next favorite back in the day was, even though I would never eat a full bar, what were they? Crispy Crunch. I never liked the full bar, but when they were in the the OG Halloween size, not the one now that looks like my penis in the cold, but like the OG.
Oh fuck!
But the OG size, I was all about it.
Kit Kat, man, all day. Kit Kat all day.
Kit Kat's a fucking banger.
I still fucks with it today.
Yeah,
like if I'm at the store, I'm like I have to get a chocolate bar. Like it's a Kit Kat.
Hell yeah,
that every time.
That's a good choice. And I said, Adam, what fun Halloween things are you looking forward to with your son? So this is the running joke on my stream. We still don't have a name yet, so people are calling him Todd Howard Morehouse. So,
don't.
No, of course not. 16 times the detail Morehouse might be the follow up to that. But what am I looking for? Honestly, not a lot, because I hate Halloween in general. I'm not going to lie. I've never liked Halloween as a fucking thing, really. I only liked it as a kid to get candy. Beyond that, I hated the idea of having to think about a costume and put it on. Drove me nuts. Still drives me nuts today. But I'm sure that might change to some degree. If my son is excited about it, I'll end up being excited about it to some degree. But I'm not sitting here planning out my Halloween future just yet. Dr. Samurai with the random question of the day. What are your guys' thoughts on Froyo, like frozen yogurt? Does Kai go nuts for it?
No.
No.
I mean, he likes
really,
regular yogurt. Like he likes like yogurt drinks and like that stuff, but the frozen stuff, no.
Yeah. I mean, McDonald's is basically frozen yogurt. That's not fucking real ice cream.
I suppose, yeah.
But like even then, like am I a fan of frozen yogurt? No, I don't give a fuck about frozen. Just give me some actual ice cream, please, in my life, which is getting hard to find, by the way. Everyone's cutting their ice cream with more and more bullshit. And so like the texture and everything about ice cream has gotten real weird recently. Like I feel like you got to get super bougie with your ice cream. Maybe if you just want vanilla, like just give me some fucking vanilla goddamn ice cream. I don't want to. Here's a question for you, Mr. Black. Follow up. Do you like to chew your fucking ice cream when you do eat it? Because I feel like too much ice cream has too much shit in it. I want to put it in my mouth and just melt.
Yes. No, I ain't chewing. If I'm chewing ice cream, it ain't ice cream.
No.
Sorry.
That's just frozen cereal. It's just extra steps. Jubinator said Nintendo gets insane patent on summoning and riding creatures. Nobody was surprised by that. It's Nintendo. Is this going to fly long term? Probably, because it's Nintendo. How do you think this pans out regarding other games, companies, and future games? It will fuck it. And I'll give you a great example. Do you remember the Lord of the Rings, like, what was it, Shadow of Mordor or whatever? They had a nemesis mechanic that everyone loved in this game. And unfortunately, the publisher or developer, or both, I can't remember which one did it, patented the Nemesis mechanic. It was Shadow of Mordor, yeah. Patented it. And then never fucking made another game again. And because they patented it, nobody else in the entire goddamn industry can use this super awesome mechanic that exists in like one game. And so when Nintendo steps in and says, hey, if you throw something at something or you summon a monster, fuck you, or like if you do some other shit and fuck you, and we only just got this patent today, even though we've been making Pokemon games for 35 fucking goddamn years because other people are finally starting to try to make shit, we want to be able to sue them. That's what's going to happen. You're going to end up with basically just shit Pokemon for $112 Canadian, where it looks like a game from fucking 1936. It's got the same mechanics as when Jeff and I were kids, except it looks worse in 3D. You still can't jump. You still can't fucking do anything of any use, and they're still making the same sounds that you heard come out of your fucking Game Boy in 1999. That's what you're gonna get. And then some more lawsuits. Unless it's the Department of Homeland Security who takes your Pokemon theme song to spin it into a thing for ICE where it's gotta catch all the immigrants. Then you don't sue anyone because too many of your employees hold green cards and you don't want them removed, so you bank that one for the next Pal World update so you can sue Pal World instead. That's where Nintendo's at. That's where Nintendo's at right now. Regarding Twitch, who the hell would buy them from Amazon? Nobody right now. Nobody.
No.
It will die before it's bought by anyone. Like nobody.
Yep.
Nobody. And if they were bought, it'd be bought, gutted, and then they would just take whatever tech they thought was useful and then yeet everything out, and it's done. Nobody's
buying Twitch right now. At least not at a valuation in which they'd sell at.
Yeah.
So
exactly,
it's just not going to happen. I mean, there is a world in which that, like, you know, Bezos just says fuck it and just keeps pouring money. But
it's a write-off or a loss, you know, for some period of time.
Yeah.
What is your favorite game show of all time and why?
Oh,
it's fucking PIR,
I mean,
bro.
Price is Right. Price is Right. I mean, it's not even. I don't
Do you
really
need a
think
why?
about that. Yeah, no.
What
that
game show is better than the
sickness.
PIR? I mean,
yeah, nothing.
Did you watch any PIR when you were sick last week, though, or did you just do all Mobland?
No. Oh, it's
so you
just
could
pure
have been
Mobland.
You could have been healed faster. You missed out on an opportunity. You could have been on your feet faster.
I haven't watched any Price is Right in several years. Like, it's been a while since I've seen it. So I'm kind of like checked out of Price is Right. Yeah. I mean, I did watch Drew for a while, and he's good at his job, but like, it's not the same.
It's true.
But yeah, no.
Yeah, not so much.
But it's still the best show. It's still the best game show of all time.
Not even close. Josh asks, God of War movie was announced. Who plays Kratos and Atreus? Follow up, who plays Gustav in Expedition 33? Robert Pattinson. Well, yeah, obviously Robert Pattinson.
You know who I want to see play Kratos? Triple H. I'm ready.
They're gonna give that motherfucker a spray tan, bro. He is pale as shit.
Yeah, I think he's got
Do
the
you
look.
think Hunter Hearst Helmsley has the fucking nuts for Kratos?
I mean, I don't know if he's got the acting chops for it, but I mean, at the same time, like, are we looking for a fucking, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
fair.
you know, I think he's just got the look. I mean, that or Gerard Butler, I'm there for.
If it was younger, who would you think takes it? If there's a younger Kratos, that's harder.
Younger Kratos.
That's a little bit more challenging.
Yeah, but do we want a younger Kratos? Like, I feel like we should get an older, more.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know which one. I think by the sounds of it, it's based on the newer games, so it would be an older Kratos.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, there's you're going to be on the juice. Somebody's getting on the juice, and unfortunately for them, a lot of the guys that might play it have kind of got off the juice because their cardiologist said, "How long do you want to live?"
Yeah, but I don't want to see Dave Bautista. I most certainly don't want to see The Rock. You know, like play Kratos.
No, I wouldn't want either. I don't think either of them fit the personality quite right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm saying Triple H or Gerard Butler. I think Gerard Butler is, and it's also the voice, right? Like, I think the voice is super important.
Oh, very important. It's a distinctive voice.
They have that, like, deep, seen some shit, tired, fucking raspy alpha energy to them. So I'm there for it.
Shit. Yeah. No, I'm very interested to see how that movie turns out, generally speaking, because I feel like that's either it's going to be really good or fucking terrible. I don't think there's a lot of middle ground when it comes to doing God of War. Pulsating ripe developing titties, Mr. Black. You can only do 3 gym exercises for the rest of your life. Which ones do you pick?
I mean, I'm doing bicep curls.
Okay.
I'm doing lateral shoulders. So just like,
Yep.
Like
lat raises,
like shoulder flies,
lateral
like
shoulder raises. Yep.
And chest press.
I
feel like, chest, shoulders.
Yep.
Buys.
Yep.
Give you that look.
Yep.
Build up a frame. I mean, if I actually, you know what? Let me, because I like back exercises too, but because back, with these exercises, you're still gonna hit biceps to a degree. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna stick with curls. I'm gonna stick with what
curls for the girls, Mr. Black. Curls for the girls. Yeah. I'm gonna say, oh man, if I was doing only 3, I'm doing bent over barbell rows as one. That's going to do most of my back. You can move, depending on how far up your chest you're pulling it, it changes which area of your back you hit with a bent over row. And you can flip your hands around and it will put more on your biceps too if you want to engage biceps more. So that's a really good general purpose exercise. I hate doing barbell squats. I would rather do something that gives me a little bit more of a mobility exercise. So I'm going to go with dumbbell weighted lunges for my lower half. I hate doing them, but they're fucking incredible. The only thing I hate more than dumbbell weighted like lunges is is split squats on a fucking split squats can die in a fucking fire. Fuck that shit. And then a third, it's got to be, I have to have a press movement, so it's just going to be, I don't like barbell because again, my shoulders don't like it, so it likes range of motion, so barbell or dumbbell press. So dumbbell press, bent over bar, rows, and then dumbbell weighted lunges would be my 3-piece chicken strips and fries. We're down to the last couple, which is good because we'll get you out of here just in the nick of time, Mr. Black. Here's, you know what's, great follow-up question from Starcraft after we talked about it earlier. In Starcraft 2, if you had to remove one unit completely from each race, and also one research, it doesn't have to be related to the unit that you've removed, and still try and keep it balanced, what would you choose?
I'm removing, so for Protoss, I'm removing the Adept. The upgrade, I mean, dude, there's so many pointless upgrades. I'm going to just remove the Blink for DTs.
Yep, those were my picks from Protoss, so we have the same thoughts on Protoss.
Terran unit that I'm removing. I am removing, because I'm trying to like be balanced here. Ooh, man. I know what I want.
While you think about that, like I would get rid of I think Protoss has enough early game options. I don't think we need to have, that one. That's why, getting rid of it is good. But if we do, what I would like to see is you got to change you got to get the giraffes back in it. They're literally dead units. I don't want to get rid of it. It's a unique, cool, engaging, imposing. It's a high visibility, but it should have more risk and reward and hit harder than it does and be able to be used more in combat. You got to do something there. As far as Terran's concerned, for getting rid of shit, man. Honestly, I am getting rid of. Oh.
Yeah, the thing is like almost every unit that Terran has is like pretty important. You know what? If I'm gonna get rid of
getting rid of Widow Mines.
I'm getting rid of Cyclones. Get them the fuck out of the game.
I'm getting rid of Widow Mines. I thought about the Liberator, but the Liberator is a really unique unit.
It's not overpowered.
And it's not overpowered.
It's not overpowered.
And not that Widow Mines are overpowered, but I just think that it gives, if I was to try to choose like what in Terran's thing gives them maybe one too many tools that requires people to account for one too many things at any given time, Widow Mines are so cheap and they have such high impact and they require so much more map awareness and unit movement to contend with than it is to build and place them. I would probably go for Widow Mines. And then as far as like an upgrade is concerned,
tunneling calls for the Widow Mine.
True. Well, if you're getting rid of the Widow Mine, you just get rid of the Widow Mine altogether. I'm going to go with high sec auto tracking. Okay, planetaries are so fucking strong. I don't know if we need to give them range.
That's a good pick. I'll say the same because I don't think it's going to impact the game as a whole. Like,
no,
you know what I mean? Like they're used, but it's like not.
And in the situations you can use them, it can get a little silly. Like it can give them a little too much because you're repairing with SCVs. It gets a little fucking nuts. Zerg.
Zerg. Dude. I mean, I know what I want to get rid of.
Swarm host.
I was actually gonna say Lurker. But
I'm getting rid of Swarm Host.
Swarm Host, delete him. Shit unit. Just fucking shit. God, this is an absolute horrendous decision making. Like, basically a guardian, a broodlord for the ground that can fly. Even it can fucking go up. Anyway, yeah, Swarm Host, get rid of that.
I'm torn on
And
one of two things. I don't think it's an upgrade, but it's almost like a skill, but it would fuck the unit entirely. But I'll give it to you. An actual upgrade. Hydra Dash. Just get rid of that.
That was my pick. That was my pick. Fuck that. Get it out of the game. Doesn't even need to be there. I don't even think it makes that much of a difference, to be frank. So yeah, get rid of that.
It's not. I don't think it's an upgrade, but I still find it. Even though they made a change to a tank or whatnot for it, I think the Viper pull is hard to balance around. For certain things, especially when you're talking about massive units and things like that. Like you got to, it's an awkward bitch. But if I had to pick an upgrade that's a known upgrade for sure, Hydra Dash is fucking.
I think the pull is fine and it's almost needed in certain matchups, like even in PvZ. But I think it's the range in which they can use it from that could be nerfed. That could use a nerf.
It's a very low risk maneuver. They don't have to go far enough forward in a lot of instances.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
All right, we're coming up on the end of her here. What is your favorite vacation memory? This comes in from PP Insider.
My favorite vacation memory was when I went to the Dominican with my mom, my wife, my sister. This was many, many years ago. And I remember my mom getting absolutely fucking hammered off of it's like Dominican, what do they call it? They like put like sap and shit. It's like somebody in chat may know what it is, but it's like it's like fermented and it sits.
That sounds crazy.
For a long time. Oh, bro, and it's like nasty. Like it's nasty shit.
Sounds nasty.
But it fucks you up. But it fucks you up. My mom just got absolutely shit-faced, and I just remember her just in a pool, absolutely plastered. I pretty much had to carry her to her room. And yeah, that was my favorite vacation memory as well. So yeah.
Oh man. Jeez. I don't know. I mean, most of my vacations are pretty close to home. They're not like far afield. But like when I was a kid, there was nowhere else I'd rather have been than out in the valley at my grandmother's place. So every time we got in the car, and there was a specific. When you're young, everything looks the same when you're in the car until you're at like major landmarks. In between, it's like you're driving for a fucking eternity. And right before you'd get there to my grandmother's place or the area, you'd crest over this hill, and there was a landmark there, and it was one of the few things that I could actually recognize. And the fucking adrenaline rush and the endorphin fucking hit in my little like 9-year-old, 10-year-old brain when I looked out the window. Usually after a nap, because it was like a long enough drive. I was napping. I wake up and I see that. I've never done cocaine in my life, but I gotta say that's got to be something like that. I was getting coked out of my mind just noticing that landmark. So like those are like the memories I would definitely go for. And then I mean just when Em and I went overseas, I mean the whole thing was crazy. I mean the power outage was an experience to say the least. But that whole trip was wonderful too. It was first time out of the well, not out of the country, but over into Europe, and so that's a big one for sure. Okay, I've got 2 questions, but I'm going to choose one because we have no time left. Throughout your gamer life, are there any game genres that never caught your interest, no matter how good they are? This comes in from Sour Apple. Fighting games. For me. Yeah. No matter how... And I've wanted to. I bought a fight stick at one point. Like, I was there. And the games that hooked me in more modern times, I always wanted to play... back in the day, I wanted to play Tekken. And then later on, when I bought the fight stick, it was because of BlazBlue when that first came out, and because the art was so fucking dope at the time, and it looked so good. And I was like, God damn, that is it just looks so fun to play. but I'm so shit. Like zero transferable skill. I am Bambi on ice in fucking fighting games. And so I at some point I resigned myself to knowing that I was never going to be good enough to enjoy playing fighting games. And so I just, when there's a tournament or something I can catch, I'll watch people who are good play the games. Is that a similar one for you?
That's a good pick. Oh, it's 100%. It's so much that I didn't even think of it when I was like, the question was asked. Like, I don't care for it. I can appreciate it. It's just a genre in which, and I've owned fighting games over the years and just will pick them up, fuck around with them for an hour or two and just be like, yeah. I just end up butt mashing and it just.
The only other one I can think of that would get me in trouble, or not in trouble, but hot water, because, Silk Song just finally came out, Hollow Knight. The Metroidvania games, I have never liked them in my life. Never liked Metroid, never liked any of that genre. I can't get into it. And the problem is, like 50% of all indie games are fucking Metroidvanias. It's like every single goddamn one of them are Metroidvanias. So there's tons of them so good, but I can't get into it, no matter how hard I try. And on that note, Mr. Black has to go get faded up.
Yeah.
For company. Actually, we're both technically having company this weekend. And so we got to look good. We can't look scruffy for company. And so we'll let him get out of here and go get that done up. We will see you guys hopefully next week, barring some other life-altering moment. Thank you once again for hanging out. And patreon.com/LagTV. Until we see you next time, have a good one. And peace!
Peace!